Alright guys, so this week's Catch and Cook's a little bit different. I just got invited to go crabbing. So no rods, no reels, no kayak, just me planted on a pier. So this should be fun. I've never done this before. And I do know I like to eat crabs, so I mean, I'm not even familiar with this type of crab, so let's give it a shot, man. Alright, so I'm here with Tony Hong Fishing. He's going to show me the ropes for some early spring crabbing. I know nothing about these crabs. He told me in the parking lot they are actually white crabs that we use for togging. However, what is it? At a certain time of year, you'll find the bigger ones?
The bigger ones will come in, I say within like around a month they'll hang around, and then they'll go back out deep once it gets the water gets a little too warm.
Alright, so basically I'm fishing for blackfish bait, and I'm going to end up eating it, which is cool. I've got no problem with that. And I'm really curious. So it's different than the Jonah crabs. The Jonah crabs
They're very similar. You could misidentify them, you know, but Jonah crabs just have larger claws.
Got it. And why do you think people don't go after these crabs versus the blue claw crabs? Is it because of the perception of this being a bait crab?
Exactly. That's one perception. The other perception is the blue claws, they're summer crabs. True. And you got a lot of kids out, you got a lot of families out, so they're going to probably go for crabs a lot more, and they'll probably target those, while, you know, these white leggers basically are not around at that time. It's cold, no one's going to come out.
A lot of times, I know April and March, it's wicked out here. It's not, the wind's whipping through here, and it's cold. So yeah, you know, to take advantage of a warmer day, you need that. And there are people I see crabbing like this too. So, all right, man, let's bait up these traps. I'm going to show how to do this, and yeah, this should be cool. Right. It's kind of semi-frozen.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's fully solid.
Like this?
Yeah, it's pretty much.
All right. So the heads, does it matter?
I would say just half and half, and that's fine.
Two, right?
Yeah.
And what do? You just throw it on there?
Throw it right in the middle.
And a piece of bunker?
And, yeah, but you know, we're going to have to tie down that bunker down.
Oh, okay. That's a pretty smart way to do it.
Just thought of it.
No, there's nothing wrong with that. Baited a crab trap. I can't even tell you. Cannot tell you the last time I did this. It's been at least a few. I've only gone crabbing like the blue claws like 3-4 times. A few years ago when we used to do the Block Island codfish runs, holy smokes. You had those there for me to show up.
Alright, so we got two.
Those ain't bad size, really.
Oh, what was hanging from the bottom?
Look at that.
They're like almost
Nothing crazy to do. I mean, look at that. Yeah, man.
Just
scrub them really good, right? Just give them a good scrub, right?
Just give them a good scrub. You got like a plastic bristle, or,
or
even
like a bottle brush, yeah.
Or even a Scotch Brite.
Yeah. Me and Tony, I think I got a little over a dozen in a screaming tide. Hour and a half, maybe 2 hours tops, just hanging out, talking. Yeah, it's a pretty cool casual way to just hang out, and, you know, fish and do something different. So I'm gonna eat some blackfish bait tonight, but check out Tony's channel. He's got a lot of cool tips. He had a gulp video like a year ago that was awesome, and how to preserve your gulp for a little bit longer fishing. So there are some really cool tips there he's got, and you know, that was cool. So
all right, man.
I got my gloves stuff. That was great, man. Appreciate it. So all right, guys, we're gonna head back to the kitchen, and then we're gonna give these a try, man. So the first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna turn on the water. All right. So we got some cold water going. I'm gonna reposition this. And Tony said we gotta scrub these guys down. Yeah, and they're pretty gross. Alright, so I scrubbed this guy down. So, I'll show you how to clean a crab. I haven't cleaned these guys too often. So, what's going to make me determine if... Let me shut off that. What it's going to make me really determine if these crabs are worth the time is after I peel this guy off, right? So, here's how, you know, any blue crab... You're going to basically run your hand up behind his shell here, and you're going to peel him his back off here. Haven't done this in a while. And that's, you know, cuts, stuff like that. You could rip his eyes off. And next you're going to want to rinse out all this stuff, right? Alright, so you could even split them in half. I'm going to probably split them in half from here. Next thing you're going to want to do is, so I don't know how much meat is in these bodies, because the blue claws have a lot of meat in the bodies. And I'll tell you what, it looks like it's got some. That's the meat actually on these white crabs. And there is a decent amount there. So we're going to clean these guys down, man. And yeah, I'm going to show you the finished product in a second. So I got it down to a few minutes, you know, a minute a crab basically. I'm not that, you know, well adept at cleaning them. A lot of people cook them with the guts in. I don't know, just to me, I know it's not the true crabber's way, and you know, I'm basically a wuss for doing it. I just prefer to have more or less a clean crab to eat out of. So after I'm done with the steam, I can just basically start working through all this, you know, the claws and then all the meat here. Okay guys, so here you go. It's a half dozen of these guys piled high. I only had one of those guys that was really buried in the mud, so now I know in the future if I do keep these, any of the guys that have a ton of mud on them, just throw them back. This one I even ended up just peeling off all the claws. It's going to be too much of a pain. But all the other crabs are pretty clean. Just took a minute each to scrub down. Wasn't a big deal at all. So, just get some Old Bay on them and throw them in the steamer. Okay, so steamer's filled with water. We're just basically going to give it a nice little coating of Old Bay. Alright, here we go. We got water to a boil. And we're going to set our crabs on the steaming rack. Alright, so that only took about 10 minutes. I set the timer a little long, so I just took a quick peek at them and they were ready. Looks good. Smells good. I usually kick off summer with crabs, but we're going to kick off spring with crabs. Alright, so here we go. Atlantic rock crab, white crabs, whatever you call it. First time we're doing this catch and cook with them. So it's going to be pretty interesting. So take a try. And we will... Alright, it tastes exactly what I expected it to taste like. Really good. Wow. Wow. I mean, blue crab is good, but... Wow. I think this might be sweeter, even. Wow. Let's see what's the body's got in it. You know, that's what I was also curious, because blue crab does have a decent amount of meat in the body. This, I'm not sure. Decent amount of meat in the body. Not as much as the blue crabs. But the meat is really good. Reminds me of king crab, like snow crab, whatever you want to call them. Wow. Wow. I really learned a lot today on these. I would have never thought you could be eating these. Alright. Let me get to town on these. Cheers. Yeah, if you like what you see here, you know, shoot me a thumbs up, subscribe. Every Monday, it's the Catch and Cook Day. This was really amazing. I did not expect this. I know some people probably have known about this for a long time, but people like me, you know, if you learned this like me, I did, you're gonna find this really surprising too. because I really thought, blue crab was one of the only accessible inshore crabs in this area. I just learned something very new and very interesting that I had no idea about. All right, well, that's that. And we'll catch you guys next time. Hopefully you enjoyed.